Well, yesterday started out like any other day when we have planned travels, and we left Yeppoon. Well, check-out time at the Island View Caravan Park in Yeppoon was 9:30. So that meant we were going to be forced to get up early for us at Indefinite leave, and get on the road, which was great because we had a 3.5 hour drive ahead of us to get to Carmila Beach. Great free camping right on the ocean front. So 9:30 getaway meant we would get there around about just after lunch sometime, between lunch, 1 o'clock. And that was early enough, I thought, we'd be able to get a good spot and we'd be set for the day. In typical Indefinite leave fashion, of course, we left a little bit late. So it was after 10 o'clock before we got away from the caravan park, saying goodbye to Ron and Val, and then of course, then we had to go to BCF. We had to get a new gas, more gas in the gas bottle. We needed to get fuel, and we had to drop in to get some bread and a few groceries. So we had these things going on as well. By the time we got away from Yeppoon, sure enough, it was 11:30. So we made our way up the highway, finally got to Camilla Beach, and I had done my research over the last few years. I knew exactly what was going on, didn't I? So I know that all reports, numerous reports, I've read them all over the place. For us in our motorhome, we were able to camp in campgrounds 1 and 2. Do not progress past campground 2 because campground 3 and on are a no-go zone, soft sand, just don't park there in a motorhome. So we drove in and I went through the first campground. We checked the signs at the beginning, drove on through, went through the first campground. Of course, we were too late in the afternoon and it was awful. So I thought, okay, we'll head on to campground 2 because that's the next one up. We can get in there, no problem at all. So we drive up and we start entering into campground 2, and my offsider, the amazing Adele, she says, stop, get out of the motorhome and walk through and check. Of course, I know better, don't I? Because I've been researching this for years. I know that campground 1 and campground 2 are safe. So I said, don't worry, Adele, we're fine. I got this covered. So in we drove. We're halfway in there and I'm thinking, this isn't what I read. And this, if they're saying this is suitable for motorhomes, they're crazy. So, but I had to keep the faith up then because I'd already told Adele, hey, this is fine. So I drove in, but stuck the foot down, drove in, got in as far as I could, straight into a campsite. I made it. I'm sweet. We got out of the motorhome to check around, and quite clearly there was some soft sand in there. So I went and met the neighbours next door, and I said, what's going on here? Because campground 1 and 2 is supposed to be good. It's campground 3 that, is for 4 drives. Well, they let me know that campground 1 that I drove through is actually campground 1 and campground 2. I'm in campground 3. Oh dear, we're in trouble. Take a look at the video. Well, we have made it to Carmila Beach, and read all the reviews and all the information told us that the first 2 campgrounds were safe to drive a motorhome into, but don't go past the first 2. So I did that, drove in and out of the first one, and there was no spots, so we kept coming, and we kept coming into the second one. But I've been told now that I've arrived that the first one is 1 and 2, and this one is actually number 3, and we've got a spot of bother here. So I've managed to get into this site, but where you can see us packing up here is very, very soft, and I'm going to have a lot of problems getting out of there in the morning. So we're packing that up. We'll use our wheel chocks in the morning. We'll try and utilise
the hardest ground that we can, and I've got forward enough that I should get a little bit of momentum, and hopefully all this will work out in the morning, but we'll see then. We'll bring it all to you anyway, whatever happens. But a great spot, Carmila Beach, awesome location. Tide's out at the moment, but check out our view. I'd really love to have some firewood for tonight, but any wood we can collect is going underneath those wheels. See you in the morning.
Now at this point we met Kim and Rose yesterday afternoon and they gave us some tips. We had posted online the short video that you've just seen, and we got some great feedback from the guys there as well. So we applied a few of those tactics, and well, we had a few ideas, but by this point it was just a case of let's see what we can do. I've actually also tied back some branches. We used some rope and we've tied some branches back to allow me room to back into an area where there's some solid ground and I can get a run up to get out of here.
Okay, we've got ourselves into this mess. Now it's time to get ourselves out of it. We've got lots of stones and bits of brick and all sorts of things here in the sand to try and give us some traction. I've wet the sand, and we made ourselves a path to try and get out of here. Let's see how it works. Kim and Rose here as well helping us, so I'm sure we'll be right.
So I'm pulled back. Oh!
Go forward again.
Stop!
Now just come back with a faster pace.
It's where we've stopped the stuff.
So round one didn't really work that well. We're in trouble. So I've backed back. Didn't go too quick because I was worried about a few spots there, and I thought if I didn't push it too hard, then I'd keep traction. That didn't work. So got back a few meters and then we hit the soft area I was really worried about. And it didn't look like we were going anywhere because in behind that, then it started rising up, and those back wheels were going to be pulling all the front of that motorhome. I thought we were in big trouble. So I got out the wheel chocks, tried placing down the timber ones, but they have a lip, and I was worried that it would hit that lip on the front of the wheel chock and would just push it. It wouldn't actually get on top of it. So the plastic one, much thinner, and I thought, well, I'll lay that down upside down. That should give me some grip. Kim came up with a great idea, our friends that were with us, and he said back at their campsite he'd seen some carpet in the bush, so they'd go and get the carpet and bring that back, and that might lay that down, and hopefully that'd give us some traction. So Kim and Adele headed off whilst I looked to chock up the sand a little bit more, get that wheel chock in there, and make sure we were ready. At this end, Kim and Adele went off to get this carpet, and they also found two inflatable mattresses. So we brought all those things back and put them on the ground, hopefully to give us some traction and hopefully allow us to get out. I also drove a bit further forward, and this time I was going to plant it a lot faster and come back nice and quick. Hopefully this was going to work.
Okay, so round one was a fail. Hit the soft sand just there, so we've packed that up with the wheel chock, and we're heading back. The guys know where some carpet was, and we'll look to put some carpet down as well, see if we can get more traction with it. I'll also probably go up a little bit further and see if I can get more speed to come back and get us through this soft spot. But this first section not too bad, but around about here pretty soft there. So as I say, I've chucked that wheel chock down in there upside down, and hopefully that'll get me the grip to get up this little area here where I need to. Okay, round two, let's see how we go. Wheel chock down. We've also got some carpet and some old mats. I don't know what this rubbish is doing laying around here, but let's have a go at round two.
Stop! Stop! Stop!
You probably go. Yeah, I've got a hard turn if I get there any further, so you probably better to head over. Now maybe try. You want to hold this up?
Where do I want to go?
You'll be right. Just trying to do a hard turn back.
Come over a bit.
I can go backwards from here.
Yeah. Hard yelling. Come in. The other side. Try going forward now. Yay!
Kick on. Kick on.
How good's now, isn't he?
How good's Rose and Kim?
Well, the carpet did the job. Yahoo! We'll take that to the bin now.
Yep.